It's time for Friday night football action. Let's enter the end zone with your host, Bill Shanks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the End Zone. I'm Bill Shanks from Fox Sports 1670 AM in Macon. Tonight was the last night of the regular season. The playoffs, they get started next week. But we had some good region games and a few region title games tonight. Later on, our game of the week, the GISA battle we've all been waiting for. Tatnall hosting Mount DeSales. But first, let's start in Region 2 AAA. We'll have Baldwin and Peach in about 5 minutes, but we start here in Macon with Westside hosting Perry. The Panthers much better this season in the first year of head coach Stacy Harden. These two teams were tied for third place in the region coming in, so the loser must go to Sandy Creek next week to start the postseason. That in itself, enough motivation to win. The Ed DeFore Sports Complex we go. For the Seminoles hosting the Panthers, here we go for some of the highlights of the game. Now, first quarter, west side of the ball, Daniel Duhart, handoff to Terrell Johnson, who runs the ball over the middle for a quick touchdown. That's in for the score. PAT was good at 7-0. Does he not have a shirt on? Is he nuts? First quarter, Perry of the ball, Brent Gentry hands off to Calvin Howard, who runs right past the Seminoles. How about 55 yards before Shannon Smith will push him out of bounds? Right there, nice run for Perry. Knocking on the door, Gentry again now back to pass. And the shotgun, he's going to get it to Antonio Mitchell, who takes a couple of steps and will get in there for the touchdown for the Panthers. And it's 7-0. They've got their flag too. First quarter now, still west side with the ball. Daniel Duhart, the handoff to Daniel Hall. He's going to take off running. He's going to get about 30 yards, and it'll get nailed by a couple of defenders right there near the 20. Duhart now hand off to Owen Williams, who will take the ball up the middle for the touchdown for Westside. That makes it 14-7. Seminoles out on top. Second quarter now, Westside with the ball. Daniel Duhart back, barely makes his pass to Terrell Johnson, who will easily, watch this little run. Well, he's going to take off and go to the goal line. How about that? They're going to get him close, but nope, he's in there. 40 yards for the touchdown. Seminoles score again, and they are on top, and they win this game tonight by the score of 21-14. So the Seminoles finish at 8-2, Panthers 6-4, and they go to Sandy Creek next week. To Macon now, the Northeast Raiders take on Crawford County's Eagles at Thompson Stadium. Here we go for some of the highlights of this game with the Eagles in town from Roberta. Second quarter now, Crawford County gets the toss in the football, but couldn't move it. Nice run here first. Not too bad, but again on the second run, nothing. Northeast and the Raiders defense good. Now for Northeast, the quarterback sneak up the middle. He's going to get a small gain right there. Then again, knocking on the door, marches down the field. Michael Massey gets in for the 4-yard touchdown. The PAT would be good at 7-0. Raiders out on top, and it was cold tonight. Too cold, Michael Estime. It's football weather, but this is ridiculous. All right, Crawford County gets the ball now. Football, they couldn't move that football very much. A couple of running plays here, nothing. That Northeast Raiders defense is tough, and they're trying to keep warm there at Thompson Stadium. Then Northeast of the football, they're going to be driven out of bounds there. Another play here, Northeast running, and they're going to be thrown into the end zone for the safety on, well, here is the safety right here as the punt snap was over the head of the punter, and that would make it 7-2 right there. Northeast still on top. Northeast would bounce back. Here you go. Curtis Wisby. He's going to take off and run. This kid can run. He's having a great year for a Northeast team that really struggled for the most part. 91-yard touchdown run for Wisby. That gives the Raiders the lead, and they would go on to win this game by the score of 34-16 on a nice run there by Wisby, and the Raiders win the game. All right, coming up in segment 2, we check on the region championship for Region 2 AAA. We're back right after this. Back on the show, I'm Bill Shanks, and here's yet another game we've been waiting for. Baldwin at Peach County. The Region 2 AAA championship on the line tonight in Fort Valley. The Braves defense has been outstanding all season, giving up only 68 points all year, but Peach County has scored 46 points per game. One of the best offensive units in the state, so something had to give tonight with two undefeated teams. Here we go. Let's head down to the Valley for the Braves and the Trojans of this game. Always a great crowd on hand, and the Peach County boys getting fired up. They have reason to celebrate. First quarter, Peach County, Brett Montgomery drops back, looks, and hits DeMarcus Robinson, and there he goes. He's gone for a touchdown. How about 90 yards for the score? Takes it to the house, 7-0. Peach County out on top. Later in the first quarter, Peach airing it out again. Montgomery finds Robinson, 35 yards. How about that catch right there? Touchdown. Peach up 14-0 after the PAT, and they are cruising here as they have that explosive offense. Second quarter now, Peach knocking on the door again. Robinson at quarterback takes it the right side, and watch this, lunges into the end zone for the score. That makes it 21-0 after the PAT, And this seems kind of easy, doesn't it? Baldwin now will catch a break here on the punt. Peach will muff it after the scramble fumble, and Baldwin would recover right there. And the Braves would capitalize. They would almost have to have some good plays and some good turnovers to try to have any chance in this game. DeAndre Thomas back, throws deep. Brian Mosley, nice catch down to the 3, does not get in. 3rd and goal now. Altaviz Harris will get it in there for the score for Baldwin. That would make it 21-7. And Peach was just too tough tonight, folks. Peach County wins this game 35-15. They finished with a 10-0 record. Braves 9-1. And both of these teams are going to be very tough in the playoffs as they start next week. All right, how about some GISA action now to Milledgeville. John Milledge hosting Stratford tonight with some of the action. And there are some of the cheerleaders right there. Trojans now with the ball. Starts off good passing game, number 8 to number 10. Didn't have a roster for John Milledge for some reason. They start their drive then. Then again, the Trojans rockets the ball here. The quarterback's going to rocket the ball. He rolls to his left, finds it, and number 10, another completion there. Now continuing the drive for the Trojans. Here's an opportunity for the quarterback, sees it, and takes off and runs for a first down for the Trojans. And still no score, though, in the first quarter as the defenses are playing pretty well. A couple more plays after the Trojans. Again, they will have a play, roll to his right, look, and the Eagles defense stops them. And Stratford doing very well defensively early in this game. Still no score here. A lot of defense going on. Now, Stratford gets the ball. Here we go. Running game, of course, their specialty. They're going to hand it off to Marquez Lemon, who's going to get some yards. Then again, a handoff again to Austin Simmons. Picks up some more yards on the drive for Stratford. Still no score, 14 seconds before the half, but just before the half, Marquez Lemon will get the pass to Drew Akaki, and he's going to get him right down near the goal line. And then once near the goal line, Ryan Ridley, Harley Ann's brother, who's healthy this week, looks pretty good. Field goal, 25 yards, makes it good. 3-0 Eagles out on top, and they would go on to score a ton of points in the second half, of course. 30-7 is the final. Eagles finish out with a victory there heading into the playoffs over John Milledge. All right, when we come back, our game of the week, the battle between Tattnall and Mount DeSales. We're back right after this. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for sticking with us. Now, time for our game of the week, Mount DeSales and Tattnall. These two programs had some great games back in the mid-90s. Cavs beat the Trojans in the 1996 for the state title, only to have Tattnall beat Mount DeSales the next season in overtime for the state championship. The rivalry has not been as heated recently since the Cavaliers haven't had a winning season since 2003. That is until this season. Tonight, Mount DeSales came in undefeated, averaging 48 points per game. Could Tattnall stop the Swain boys, the best offensive duo in Middle Georgia? Here we go to Jack Baines Field in North Macon for some of the action of this game. Of course, good crowd on both sides tonight. After a Tattnall turnover to start the game, the Cavaliers had the ball and back to pass, and they're going to find Josh Abrams in the end zone. Bradley Smith with a touchdown pass right there. PAT was no good. Pay attention to that. Now Tattnall gets the ball back, driving near their Cavs 25 on the exchange. John Rader fumbles the ball. Mount DeSales recovers, and they would get the ball back. Later in the first quarter, Tattnall with it again, 4th and 6 on the 16. Raiders pass to Andrew Layson is incomplete, 6-0 into the first quarter. Tattnall honored the 1990 state championship team between the first and second quarter. Barney Hester welcoming the boys and all the folks from that 1990 team back to Tattnall. Now the Cavs with the ball. The quarterback, Patrick Smith, takes off, and he is going to get some yards here, running to his left. Then he's going to cut back to the center of the field, and watch the hit coming up on him. Boom! And the ball comes flying out, and guess what? Tattnall would get it back. But they couldn't do anything with the ball, and the Cavs would get it back. Here's the completion right here. Josh Abrams is going to get it for a pickup of about 16 yards. Then on the Trojans, 31, the sweep is going to come up to Jalen Anderson, who gets a nice gain here for the Cavs. Hal Spires with a stop right there, pushes him out of bounds. Next play, handoff to Chris Swain. Watch this run. Right side, watch him. He's going to get in there. Touchdown. He is really good. The PAT by Stephen Murphy was good right here, up and good. And the Cavs are up by the score of 13-0 at Tattnall. How about that? Tattnall now again knocks on the door. Here they are, 4th and goal for the Cavs 9, but Raiders pass incomplete again, and the Cavs would get it back. The score at halftime, 13-0. Here it is now, our 5-star drive of the week. Mountain DeSales the ball to start the second half. Cavaliers go to their man, Chris Swain. From the 26, watch this run. Hard to bring this guy down. Pickup of about 18 right there. Then from the 44, pass to Brandon Sartin for a few yards there, near midfield. Then in Tattnall's territory, Smith, the quarterback, is going to keep it and run up the middle for a nice gain for the Cavs. Now on the 31, Miles Swain, the brother, to his left. He's going to cut back and get about 4 yards here before he's knocked out. Then, here we go, 3rd and 9 from the 31. Smith is going to fake the pitch, throws it in the end zone. Brandon Sartin again, he's in there. How about that? Some passing touchdowns. In for the score. That made it 20-0. Mountain DeSales out on top. That was our 5-star drive of the week. Now Tattnall, John Rader, going to get going. Going to run a little bit from his own 35 all the way to the Cavs' 37-yard line. 2 plays later, the handoff to Andrew Parker from the 12. Tough run. He's in there for the score. Touchdown. Trojans on the board. The PAT would make it 20-7. Cavs still on top. And that was the score going into the fourth quarter. Cavs now get the ball. Tattnall on the Tattnall 37-yard line. Bradley Smith back. He's going to be picked off by Hal Spires, who's going to run for a while. This is going to set up another offensive play by Tattnall. Good defense, a lot of turnovers in this game. 2 plays later, Andrew Parker, touchdown, Tattnall. That makes it 20-14 Mountain DeSales, but Tattnall would come back. Sorry we had to leave, getting late. Tattnall wins this game. How about that? They snap that undefeated season for Mountain DeSales. 21-20 is the final score as Tattnall wins that unbelievable game there tonight at Jack Baines Field. Let's take a look at more scores from around the state of Georgia right after this. Plenty of other games going on around the state of Georgia tonight. Here's Dustin Wilson with more scores. Dustin?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. We've got a lot of scores to get to. Let's go ahead and start right now with Warner Robins. They picked up their second win of the season, 48-35 over Lee County. The Northside Columbus team, 28-7 over Houston County. Mary Persons got a victory, 19-13 over West Lawrence. The Bulldogs of Mary Persons moved to 6-4. Rutland 21, Veterans 14. The Rutland Hurricanes moved to 4-6. Dublin Fighting Irish 28, Southeast Bullock 10. Dublin moves to 8-2. Dooley County got a big victory, 14-9 over Marion County. Dooley County 8-2. Marion County finishes at 9-1. The Southwest Patriots 14, Pike County 7. Southwest and Pike County both end at 5-5. Wilcox County 48, Irwin County 20. Wilcox moves to 9-1. The Hawkinsville Red Devils, they move to 8-2. 36-12 over Taylor County. And finally, we wrap things up. Wilkinson County 26, Lincoln County 14. And FPD got a victory tonight, 42-21. Also some stats for you. Peach County, DeMarcus Robinson had 8 catches for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bill, big game.
All right, Dustin, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Again, a couple of quick updates on the scores. Peach beat Baldwin tonight, 21-14. So they go on undefeated on the season. And also Tattnall beats Mountain DeSales in a wild game, 21-20. That's all the time we have for tonight. We'll be back for more next week for the first week of the playoffs. For now, I'm Bill Shanks. Thank you for being with us. For all of us at 41 NBC, good night.